kitchen. Today I'm going to be making falafel and a tahini sauce to go with it. This is a really healthy recipe. It's absolutely full of wonderful things and it tastes phenomenal. So let's get started. The first thing is I have soaked dried chickpeas in water, just cold water, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda, baking powder. That helps to just sort of tenderise these. Now you need to soak these for a minimum of 12 hours, preferably 24 hours. So if you're making them tomorrow morning, you want to be putting them into soak now. So I have here, it's about 450 grams, that's about a pound I think. Nothing is simpler than this recipe. It's all done in my food processor. Okay, next in I have a small onion that I've just cut into quarters. Chuck it in. This is really good to do. Now I have, this is, I didn't weigh it. This is just 1 head of parsley that I've cut the big bits of stalk off of. Now I'm going to chuck it in here and I'm going to blitz this down just a tad because as you can see it's getting rather full in here. Now all I'm going to do is blitz these together a bit so I can fit some more stuff in. Okay, so I've made some space for my other ingredients. In here I have 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, and I've got a good pinch of cardamom powder. So we're going to put that in. Ooh. In this bowl here I've got 2 tablespoons, they're actually dessert spoons but people call them tablespoons, of chickpea flour. Now that's going to help bind everything together. I've got a good teaspoon of salt and I also have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and that's all going in. The last thing I've got, now this should be really interesting, the last thing I have is I was sent this to try out. Now what it is a garlic peeler and press. Now I have honestly not used this. It comes with a little brush to clean it out with. I did look it up online. It was a big surprise that it came at all. Now what you're supposed to do is put your garlic up this tubey thing like this, and roll it. Oh, well that's not going very well, is it? And it's supposed to peel your garlic for you. Let's have a look and see. Do 2 at a time maybe. Oh, that's not bad, look. It's actually peeled it. Okay, so in this recipe you can have 3 to 5. Oh, it's actually doing it. Look. Now in all my videos I keep saying, oh, I don't use garlic because it's so hard to peel, and then this turned up from a company on Amazon. It's not, oh, it is done, look. Oh, this is the first time I've been able to use fresh garlic in I don't know how long. That is wicked. Oh my god, that is really wicked. I'm trying to do this quickly and I think if I didn't, oh look, I have garlic that I've peeled myself. Okay, the next thing to do is you grind it with this little thing. Now I should really have this on a board, but Do you know, I've made a big hole in this anyway, so I'm going to have to get a new one. Right, let's see. I think it would be better on a board. But look, it's pasting it. I think you need to do these one at a time. Oh my God, look. That is so, so good. So into here we're putting just, depends how much you like garlic, I suppose. I'm using 4 cloves here because that works for me. Well, do you know what? I'm thinking that's pretty brilliant. I'm going to use this to death, I think. Put that in there. Yeah. All I've got here is the skin. Any skinny bits. Look at that. That is a really good piece of kit. I think what I'll do is put the link at the bottom of my video. I'm going to put that in as well because it's going to be minced. I'll put the link at the bottom of the video, at the end of the video in the description. And if you fancy one of them, there you go. Right, all we're going to do now is we're going to blitz this until sort of couscousy, not quite paste. It needs to be fine enough to sort of hold together. I'll show you when we're done. You may have to knock this back down because sometimes your food processor, but we're nearly there anyway, sometimes your food processor pushes it up the sides and it doesn't really want to know. Right, one more quick go and I think we're there. And there it is. Okay, I don't know if you can see, this is sort of really fine. But what we don't want is to make it until it's a paste, because that is not going to work for us. Here we go. Put that to one side. Now look at this beautiful colour. Look at it. That looks fantastic. Right, we're not doing anything else to this for a moment now. What we're going to do is just cover this with a tea towel or something and then put it in the fridge and let it rest for 2 hours. That's quite important for forming our balls. I'll see you when this is ready. My falafel has rested now for 2 hours. While that was resting, I did make a tahini sauce, but I forgot to put the camera on, which is just about right for me. I'll put the recipe at the end, and I am so sorry that I forgot to put the camera on, but it's on now. Anyway, crack on. This has rested, and it's looking lovely. I've got my small list of my scoops. Now, I'm going to really press that in to there and then take it out. Pick it up because you've already got your ball shape. This will also portion them out. And look at that, there we go, one falafel. And you just keep continuing through. Just make sure you really, really fill that scoop before getting it out, because what that will do is stick it all together. If you come across any bits of chickpea that haven't quite blended down, just take them out as you go. And all I'm going to do is line these up on some grease-proof paper. And then they're going to be ready to cook. Oh, if you have problems getting it sticking together, it shouldn't. using the quantities that I've given you, it should stick together quite well, like this. If you do have a problem with it, you can always put a little bit more chickpea flour in, or you can pop an egg in, which will help bind it. But to be fair, this is sticking together beautifully. Look at that. Now I've got a big bit of chickpea there. I'm going to take that out because I don't want hard lumps in my final falafels. I'm going to crack on and I'll see you when I've got these all ready to cook. Well, I've got 20 falafel out of my mix. The next thing I'm going to do is cook these. Now, you can pop these straight into the oven and cook them in the oven. But you need to be a bit careful because they can dry out a bit. The best way to cook them really is to fry them. And so I've got a rack here with kitchen roll underneath. I have here my oil thermometer and I'm just going to check the heat on this, because if the fat's too hot, your falafel's just going to fall about all over the place. If it's not hot enough, it's just going to sit there and soak. And we're looking for around 360 degrees Fahrenheit for the oil, and that should be the ideal temperature to cook our falafel. Okay, so I'm going to test one of these, and this is what it should be doing, just sizzling. So I want to maintain that sort of heat. Now you can see it's got little bits come off it, but generally it's all stayed together. Now I'm just going to put mine in round, but you can flatten them down if that's what you prefer to do, or you can cook them in the oven on about where it wants to be quite a hot oven. About the same as the fat really, I would have thought. And what you want to do is do these until they are golden brown. If these go brown too fast, then you've got your fat on. Oh, look at that, they're not even falling apart. If they start to fall apart, your fat is too hot. So reduce it down. And then what you want to do is cook these for around 6 minutes so that all that chickpea is cooked beautifully. Just turn them occasionally, making sure you're cooking on all sides. If you're not happy to do that, then you can do flat. All you need to do then is just cook these in little batches. They're looking good. If you want a flat one, just push it down a little bit with your spatula, like this, and it's easier to turn once it's in. There we go. Beautiful. I'm not going to cook all of these today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these in the freezer, flat freeze them like this. I will bag them up once they're frozen, and I will cook them either in the oven or in my pan from frozen. Do 3 to 4 minutes on one side, turn them over, and 3 to 4 minutes on the other. Right, I'm going to check the underside now. And oh look, here we go. So I'm going to turn them so that they can start to cook on the other side. And I don't know if anyone noticed, but my pan isn't spinning around. The reason for that is somebody suggested to me, why don't you get a cast iron pan or a heavier pan, and it's less likely to fly around. Well, I did exactly that, thank you. Oh, this is starting to smell absolutely delicious. Look at these, beautiful. So I'm going to carry on cooking these through until they're this colour all round, and then I'm going to do a taste test. Oh look, beautiful. Well, as you can see, my falafel are lovely and cooked. I'm going to put them first of all onto this rack with kitchen paper underneath because I want to drain off any excess oil. Well, I've drained these and they are looking scrummy. This is the sauce that I made earlier, and this is beautiful. These are really nice and crunchy. As I said, you can cook them in your oven. I can even do those in my air fryer from frozen, so that's perfect, and I'll put how to do that at the end of the video. So here we go. This is my beautiful tahini sauce that I didn't show you how to make. I am so sorry, but I will include the recipe at the end of the video. So there's no more to do. Oh, look at it. Look at that, the beautiful colour with the parsley. Oh, all those lovely Eastern flavours going on in there. That should be to die for, and it's so light and fluffy. Oh yeah. Do you know what? I really enjoy this. And again, it's completely vegetarian. Beautiful. And that sauce just shows it off perfectly. Now normally, I would put maybe 3 of these in quite large pita bread with some salad, a few tomatoes and some tahini sauce over the top. That is an absolute delight, and you should try that. I will make pita bread on another video, but that is absolutely delicious. Honestly, I kid you not, that is beautiful. I don't really want to break open another one. Perfect. That's 6 minutes to cook those at the temperature I give you. They will be absolutely perfect. Look, one after the other. That is beautiful. I highly recommend this recipe to you. Well, if you liked what you saw, please like, share and subscribe to see me making a variety of cost-effective, beautiful food. Thank you for watching.